Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. And tonight something a little bit different. I've been going through some of the other games that I play, kind of stepping back a little bit from soccer, even though I just started a new soccer project. But tonight's going to be some Solitaire Pro Football, which is right now my game of choice for football. Uh, I saw Dave Gardner playing it online, and I thought this would be really cool to get into it. And I was going to play a game, and then the 2000 and 2001 sets came out, so I purchased those. And I saw that the Chargers in 2000 were 1-15. I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. So let's see how bad it actually is and want to play some of their games. So what I've set up tonight is the first game of the season, which was San Diego at Oakland, and I've already played the first half. But to recap what happened in real life, the game ended 9-6 Oakland. They Oakland scored on a safety, and that was it until the fourth quarter when the Chargers scored. They went for two and it failed, and then the Raiders ended up driving down and scoring with a few minutes left in the game, and they ended up winning 9-6. So this 2000 Charger team is bad. They were 1-15, so obviously pretty bad. What this resulted in after was they got LaDainian Tomlinson and Drew Brees were drafts that came uh, after this season. So that badness turned into some goodness for the Chargers. But offensively, this team. So I did a little bit of checking why are they so bad? Ryan Leaf is the quarterback, and there's the first answer. Uh, they were poor, but also Jim Harbaugh, who is now their current coach. They turned the ball over almost 25% of the time. So it's 24 point something percent of the time of their drives, they had turnovers. So one out of every four drives is a turnover. Their defense was decent. They have some Hall of Famers in there. Junior Seau's there. Uh, Rodney Harrison's on there. They have some good players on defense, but you are facing an uphill battle when your team turns the ball over the most in the league. So their turnover ratio was horrible, minus a lot. So far in this game, I have played the first half, and the score is, make sure you guys can see that. The score is 10-7. But the deeper story, Oakland gets the opening kickoff. They get a longest return, which ends up being an 88-yard return. They get it to like the 6. 2 plays later, they score. On the next kickoff, the Chargers get a longest return, which is a 93-yard return or something. And 1 play later, they score a touchdown. So 3 plays into the game, it was 7-7. Since then, the Raiders have got a field goal, and that's been it. The Chargers have not turned it over yet, but they have punted 6 times. So out of 7 drives, 6 punts, we should expect some turnovers. Ryan Leaf, 9 of 20, 71 yards. Their rushing game is really bad. So Terrell Fletcher is their leading rusher with 3 yards. 4 rushes, 3 yards. The team has 8 rushes, 7 yards in the game. Rich Gannon is 5 for 12 with an interception, 98 yards. Not good as well. Their leading rusher is Tyrone Wheatley. He has 43 yards. He's having a decent game. So that gets you up to date with it. We're starting the third quarter here. I don't play timing like Solitaire Pro Football does. I kind of took a timing mechanism from fast action football a little bit, and I do the average amount of plays per game and break that up into 4 quarters. So it's 32 plays per quarter for this game. I don't do timeouts. I just play the game. And all of those things, we're going to go into passing mode and we're going to try to slow it down. All that's baked into the stats. So I'm just going to play it out. So opening kickoff will go to, opening kickoff second half will go to the Chargers. Let me just make sure that formulas are set correctly. And we have this set, and I think I have a dog trying to get in already. But let's play a little bit and see what happens. So Janikowski is going to do the kickoff. He's a 1-9 on his touchback ratio. It's a 33, so it won't be a touchback. His kickoff is going to go to. I also do kickoffs a little bit differently. I do a plus minus yard range and take their average kickoff. So Janikowski's average kickoff, 65 yards. So it's average. He's going to kick it to the goal line, and the Chargers are going to return it. This is going to end up being 37 is Ronnie Jenkins. Kickoff return is average plus 4. It's a 26-yard return for Jenkins. And the Chargers will have the ball 1st and 10 on the 26. Ryan Leaf brings the offense out. They are going to come out and run. First play, Fletcher's 3 average, 0 for the defense, +5. That's an 8-yard gain. So they already doubled their yardage in rushing on the first play of the second half. So Terrell Fletcher for 8, 2nd and 2. And we change the down and distance. They're going to throw on 2nd down. Leaf is an 8 to Bynum. That's 9 minus 3 is a 6, incomplete. So Leaf tries to hit Bynum, incomplete. 3rd and 2 on the 34. Probably should run it here. And they will. So that's going to be McCrary for 1 yard. +1 is 2 and a 1st down. So McCrary gains the 2 yards needed. 1st down. Chargers move the chains. 1st and 10. I just type in my score sheet here on the 36. They're going to throw. Leaf drops back. He's trying to hit Curtis Conway. So that's 8 + 3 is 11. -2 is 9. It's caught for 12-yard gain and another 1st down. So the way Solitaire Pro Football works is you have your team is rated based on how much they pass versus run and so forth. So you get a rating. The Chargers rating is a 19. So they throw the ball a lot. Oakland's is a 26, and their defense is a -3. So that moves the Chargers to a 16, as you can see here, and Oakland's a 26. So that the lower the number, the more you're going to pass. You draw cards based on the down and distance, and there's an offensive sheet. I've got that built into this drop down here, and it picks out the run or the pass you'll see on that play. From there, you can use locators to see who the quarterback is, although I've set up the quarterbacks of who quarterbacked this game. It'll pick the receivers, it'll pick the rushers. So my flipper that I can't share because Mike sells the facts, and the fast action cards are built into this, so I can't share this. But I have that automatically pick the receivers and the rushers, and then you do that. You have a card that says whether it's complete or not. You choose the quarterback plus the receiver rating minus the defense rating, and that gives you a number to check here. On a running play, you take the running back minus the defense, and then you go to the average on that and see how many yards it is. So it's all kind of built in. The fast action cards let you really play it out. There aren't a lot of charts to check. It just kind of plays out. It's a really good game. I really like it. Chargers have the ball. 1st and 10 on the 48. They're going to run. It's Jermaine Fazand is a 2. Oakland's defense is a 0 +2. It's a 4-yard gain. So the Chargers are moving the ball past midfield. 2nd and 6 on the Raiders' 48. They're going to throw Leaf to Gaylor. That's 9. -2 is 7. A pass rush with a possible fumble. So that's the issue here. 13 to 34 is the sack range, and he doesn't get sacked. It's 43. Ryan Leaf's scramble is a 20. He's going to run an average of 1 + 6. Leaf gets 7 yards and another 1st down. So Leaf breaks out of the pocket, gets around the edge, gets 7, slides down for a 1st down, and they are now on the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, San Diego on the move. They're going to throw again. Leaf to Ricks. That's 9 -2 is 7. That's caught for 6 -2 is 4 +1 is 5. So Leaf goes to Ricks for 5 yards. Hold on 1 second. You got dogs. Okay, one of the dogs is in here now. 2nd and 5. Chargers have it. They're going to run. That's Terrell Fletcher. It's a 3-0. It's a breakaway chance. His breakaway chance is a 1 to 19, which isn't very good, but he hits it. Now his long is a 1 to 8, and he doesn't get that. So he gets a short gain, 3 + 0 or -0. Short gain is 15. That's an 18-yard gain. So Fletcher for 18. The Chargers are on the move down to the 18-yard line. They're in the red zone. So this is obviously the best drive they've had all game. I think they've already doubled their yardage for the game. They're going to run again. Fletcher's a 3-0 +4 is 7. Fletcher for 7. So positive yards, staying ahead of the chains here. Oh, I got to actually mark that. Fletcher for 7. 2nd and 3 on the 11. They're going to run again. Fazan for 2. Plus 4 is 6. Getting a lot of pluses on their runs, which is letting them get down close. 1st and goal on the 5. So now they're within that really goal line range that the defense changes. They're going to pass, though. So Leaf is an 8 to Graham. Jeff Graham's a 3. That's an 11 minus 0, incomplete. So Leaf tries to hit Graham, throws it incomplete. 2nd and goal. Trying to get the lead here. They're going to throw again. Leaf to Conway. That's an 11 minus 4 is 7. That one's incomplete as well. So Ryan Leaf off target again. 3rd and goal. They're going to run now. 3 minus 1 is 2. Plus 3, touchdown. So Terrell Fletcher gets a 3 on his goal line. The Raiders defense is a -1, so that's a 2. Plus 3 is 5 yards. They had some very good run rolls on that drive. Touchdown Chargers. Extra point by John Carney is good. And the Chargers take the lead. Nice drive. Chargers score 7. It is now 14-10, San Diego. Okay, out of the gate. 13-play drive. They will kick off. John Carney's touchback range is a 2, so that will not be in the range. His average is 62 yards, plus 1 is 63, so it's going to be to the 2-yard line. The return will be David Dunn, who will get an average -10 with a possible fumble. 13 yards for Dunn. This could be bad news for the Raiders. So the ball's on the 15. Possible fumble. Their fumble range is a 1 to 15, and he doesn't fumble. So he keeps the ball. 1st and 10, Oakland. Got to remember on these teams, it's San Diego and Oakland, not Los Angeles and Las Vegas. 1st and 10. Rich Gannon leads the Raiders out. He's going to throw. 10 plus 2 to Randy Jordan's a 12, minus 4 is an 8, incomplete. So Gannon hasn't had a great day. 2nd and 10. The Raiders are going to run. Tyrone Wheatley is the 3, -0, -3, 0. They stuff him at the line. So Wheatley gets hit at the line, doesn't gain anything. 3rd and 10 on the 15-yard line. Chargers looking to stop this 3 and out. Gannon to Ricky Dudley is a 12, -4 is an 8. It's a pass rush. 21 to 33 is a sack range, and he's sacked. So they sack him for a 13-yard loss, too, which is the highest loss that you can get. That's a tough one. 4th and 23 from the 2. That sack goes to Mickle. That is the 3rd sack for the Chargers. 4th and long, they're going to punt. This is going to be Shane Leckler, who's punting for the Raiders. And that's an average -5, so it's a 41-yard punt. He gets it to the 43-yard line. Good field position for the Chargers. They are going to possibly get a return here. That will be 32 is Nate Jaquette. His fair catch range is a 1 to 11. He'll fair catch it. So 43-yard line for the Chargers. They'll take it. Good field position. See if they can get some yards here and maybe get in the field goal range. Leafs going to pass to Freddie Jones. That's a 12. -2 is 10. Penalty. See the penalty in there. That is incomplete. The penalty will be 11. That's on the Raiders. It's a 5-yard penalty. So offsides. Fix this just a little. There we go. 1st and 5 on the 38. They're going to run. Terrell Fletcher's a 3-0 average, 3-yard gain, so they get it close. Fletcher for 3. 2nd and 2 on the 35. They are probably within field goal range now. Carney's long is not real good, though. 1 to 18 from 50, so they want to get a little bit closer. 2nd and 5. They're going to throw. Moses Moreno is going to pass. So he threw some pass attempts in this game, and so what I'll do is I'll just mix those in. There's a chance for him to throw the pass. Leaf threw, I think, 39, and Moreno threw 3, so that's the chances. So Moreno's going to throw. 8 to Fazan is a 1. That's 9. The defense is a 0, and it's incomplete. So Moreno, with his first pass of the game, is incomplete. 3rd and 2 on the 35. Again, probably should run here. And they will. Fazan for 2, penalty. Breakaway chance, 1 to 24, which he hits. 1 to 8 is his long. So it's a short gain, 26 yards. 26-yard gain. The penalty is on the offense. So the penalty's on the Chargers. Illegal formation. 5-yard penalty. That would have put them inside the 10. 3rd and 7. And now they'll throw. That's Leaf to Conway. It's an 11. -2 is 9. It's caught. So 12, 9, 8 yards and a first down. So Leaf hits Curtis Conway for 8. First down, San Diego. They pick that up. They are now, 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. So that's okay. This half they've been good. So he's going to go long. They're going to try to get it all now. Leaf is, it's Moreno, 2. He didn't go at all in the first half, so he's already been twice here. As long as a 2 to Freddie Jones is a 4. That's a 6, -0, incomplete. So Moreno goes incomplete. Second and 10. You're going to throw Leaf again to Jones. That's 12, -0. It's caught for 10. Breakaway chance, 1 to 40. He gets it. 1 to 8 is his long. It is not going to be a long. It's a short gain. So 10 plus 9 is 19, 17-yard gain. So that could have definitely been longer. But a first down. And they are now on the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 13 in the red zone. They're going to run. Chauncey for 3, -2 is a 1 and 0. Stopped at the line. So Chauncey gets stopped. Gain of 0. 2nd and 10. The way the Raiders have moved the ball, if the Chargers can score a touchdown here, put them in pretty decent shape. They're going to run again. Fletcher for 3, 2. Breakaway. 1 to 19. Oh, just out of the range. So 3 -1 is 2. Plus 2 is 4 yards. So Fletcher probably would have been in the end zone there, but he gains 4. Just couldn't quite hit the seam. 3rd and 6 on the 9-yard line. Big 3rd down. They're going to pass. Can't go long here, so it's going to be a regular pass play. 8 to Conway. That's an 11. -4, 7, incomplete. So Leaf goes incomplete, and that'll bring out the field goal unit for the Chargers. 4th and 6 on the 9-yard line. I've just checked something. Okay. So that's 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 10 is 26 yards. So 1 to 46, it'll be good, and it is good. So John Carney from 26 extends the Chargers' lead. 10 points this quarter. They're up 17 to 10. Let me get a drink. Okay, Carney to kick off. And that will not be a touchback. He's to the 4-yard line. The Raiders will return it. It's going to be David Dunn again, RX. So it's going to be a penalty. And that RX is offense 10 yards. Let me check one thing. Hold on just a second. Yeah, it's one of those things I just have to check on the RX and kickoffs and punts of what ends up happening. So the ball is on the 4. It's an offense 10-yard penalty. So we're going to get the average for Dunn, which is a 23. So that's where the penalty is going to be. So from the 27-yard line, it's a 10-yard penalty. That's going to end up being a. We'll mark him off. I don't know. I don't know if on penalties on kickoff returns, if they give the credit of the yards to the returner. I'm going to put it on there, but I'm not sure. I don't know what the rule is on that. So 27, that's a 17-yard line. 1st and 10, Oakland. They need to get the offense going as we're getting down to 8 plays left in the third quarter. They're going to run Wheatley for 5 yards. The Chargers have, that's the 4th play of this half for the Raiders. So the Chargers have kind of controlled the ball. 2nd and 5 on the 22. They're going to pass. Gannon to Brown. Tim Brown, ex-Notre Dame. 10-14. -2 is 12. It's caught for 14. Oh, -10. 4 yards, 5-yard gain. It's a first down, but that one hurt. 5 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 on the 27. They're going to run. Wheatley, 3. -3 is a 0. Breakaway chance, 1-49. He hits it. 1-2 for the longest. So it's going to be a short gain. That's a 14. It's an 11-yard gain. So Wheatley gains 11. And a first down. They're going to run again, Wheatley. 3 -2 is 1. +2 is a 3-yard gain. So they're trying to grind it out here a little bit. They need to get the ball down there. They're not in bad shape. They're only down 7. But they got to move the ball. 41-yard line, 2nd and 7. They're going to throw Gannon to John Ritchie. That's 12. -0 is 12. It's incomplete. Gannon incomplete again. 3rd and 7. Gannon is 6 of 15 now. And they're going to run 3, draw play, penalty. So 3 -2 is a 1. There's a penalty on the play. And he stopped at the line. The penalty is on the defense. And it's a 5-yard penalty. It's a tough one for the Chargers because they were out of this drive. 3rd and 2 on the 46 now. They're going to run again. Napoleon Kaufman for 3. 0 + 3 is a 3-yard gain and a first down. So Kaufman for 3. On the 49-yard line. 1st and 10. Trying to think where I was in the year 2000 when this season played. And I reference where I was at based on where my kids were in their sporting careers, because I can kind of remember what activities I was in. So this is my daughter's 10-year-old year. She was 10, so yeah, she was playing softball and had a really good team. I actually coached that team. So, yep, I do remember that. 1st and 10 on the 49. They're going to go deep. Gannon, 5. Andre Rison is 2. That's 7. -0. Oh, a possible interception. So it's an IX. Gannon is a 1-9 on the interception. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10 on the 49. So they tried to get a big chunk there. Didn't work out. 2nd and 10. They're going to run. They're pulling Kaufman 3. That's what he's going to get. The defense is a 0 and it's an average. So 3-yard gain. We go to the 4th quarter. 3rd and 7 on the 48, the San Diego 48. So we move into the 4th quarter. The Raiders did not do much in that quarter. 3rd and 7, big play. Pass play. Gannon to Andre Rison is 12. -4 is 8. Incomplete. Just can't move the ball. We're going to punt. Leckler is a B for his end zone punt, and that will be down to the 3-yard line. Nice punt. 45-yard punt for Leckler. Puts the Chargers on the 3-yard line. It's probably what you want. You're going to pin them back and see if you can get a couple cheap points here. They got a safety in real life. Chargers are going to pass. Leaf to Freddie Jones. That's a 12 -1 is 11. Pass rush. Here we go. 13-34. And he doesn't get sacked. He avoids it. Is he going to run? He is going to run. There's a penalty on the run. So a 1 yard plus 5 is 6. Penalty is on the offense. So that is a 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal. I'll make it an even number there, so it's a 1-yard penalty. First and 11 on the 2. Had their chance there. Had a pass rush, could have got the safety. It's going to go long. Leafs 2 plus 4 is 6 minus 2 is a 4, and it's caught. So 6 minus 4 caught. 1 to 4 is the long, so it's in that range. No, it's going to be a long pass gain of 22 yards. And they get out of the goal line with a 22-yard gain and a first down. So I'm going to say it. The Chargers won 1 game all year, and they're in business here to possibly win the first game of the year. They're going to throw Leaf 8, 12, 11 penalty. 2 penalties. It's caught for 10, 8, 7 yards. The first penalty is on the offense for 5. Second penalty is on the defense. So offsetting penalties will replay first down. They're going to pass. Leaf 8 to Fletcher is an 11. Minus 1 is 10. Caught. 7 minus 4 is 3-yard gain. So Leaf to Fletcher for 3. Second and 7 on the 27. Oop, not the home, the away 27. So Leaf now is 15 of 30 for 140 yards. Got a quarterback rating of 74.31. Second and 7. They're going to run. Fazan for 2. Minus 2 is a 0. Minus 1, they stop him behind the line. So that's a loss of 1. Third and 8 on the 26-yard line. They got to throw. Moses Moreno back out there. 8 to Gaylor. If that's a 1 is a 9. 0, it's caught. So 8-9-0 is caught for 10 yards. Minus 4 is 6-yard gain. So just short of getting a measurement there. Fourth down. And they'll punt. They'll bring on Darren Bennett. I always thought, I think Darren Bennett may have been one of the first ones. He came from the Australian rules football, and he was the one that did that backwards punt, which they all do now. Just kind of, I thought, an innovator in punting. So the punt is a PX. The PX is longest, so he gets a hold of one. It's a good time to get a hold of one. 66-yard punt. So that puts it to the... That puts it to the 2? Yeah, it puts it to the 2-yard line. And what I do is the team that's receiving has the option to let it roll. So I'll roll the dice again and add the 2 to see how many yards it gets. So that's a 66-yard punt plus 2, 68, just into the end zone. And that's a touchback. So Bennett for 68, almost perfect. Not quite, though. So first and 10. Raiders going to pass. Gannon to Kaufman. That's an 11 minus 2 is 9. Pass rush. 21 to 33. Sacked for 9-yard loss. So Gannon sacked again. Loses 9. And that sack goes to Dingle. 4 sacks for the Chargers. Second and long. They're going to run 3, 0, minus 2 more. So the Chargers defense is just kind of swatting them down now. Third and 21 on the 9-yard line. And the Raiders are still in this. They need a break, though. They're going to pass. Gannon to Wheatley. That's an 11, minus 1 is 10. Caught for 5 yards. And that will be fourth down. Fourth and 19 on the 11. They got a punt. Leckler's coming out. And he gets a PX. Blocked 1, 2. Oh, the number's a 3. They almost blocked it. So punt's a PX. Blocked 1, 2. His number's a 3. So we'll roll again. Average plus 4 out of bounds. 50-yard punt. So Leckler just missed getting blocked. Gets it off. Nice punt for 50, though. And the Chargers get it on their 39-yard line. So they turn the field around. The touchback plus the 50-yard punt puts them back to pretty much where they were. Chargers ball, 1st and 10. They're going to run. Fazan for 2. Plus 6 is 8 yards. 2nd and 2 on the 47. Again, we're at that point where if they score anything here, that might be enough. Leafs going to pass. 8 to Conway's an 11 minus 2 is 9 penalty. It is caught for 9 yards. Penalty is on the offense. 5-yard penalty again. The Chargers' 8th penalty of the game. They just aren't good enough to absorb that. 2nd and 7. They're going to run. Fletcher for 3 minus 2 is 1 plus 1 is 2. So Fletcher gets 2 more. He's up to 50 yards now. 3rd and 5 on the 44. They're going to run again. Fletcher for 3 minus 2 plus 2. Just short again. 3-yard gain. So in this game, if you get to your 3rd down play, gets to within 1 yard of the 1st down marker, you get to measure and see if you can get that extra yard. They don't quite get there. It's 4th and 2 on the 47. So Chargers will play it safe. They're not going to go for it. They're going to punt. Bennett. Bennett will get an average. So it's a 46-yard punt. That's to the 9. The Raiders are going to try to return that. They're not going to let it roll. That will be Napoleon Kaufman who will... No, that's... Sorry, David Dunn who will fair catch it on the 9-yard line. The way it's been going, they looked at 91 yards. That's going to look like a long way. Their offense has just not been clicking. 1st and 10, though. Here we go. They're going to run. Gannon's going to break out. 5 minus 1 is 4 plus 1 is a 5-yard gain. So Gannon's got a good running card. He gains 5. 2nd and 5 on the 14. They're going to run again. Terry Kirby for 5. Minus 1's a 4. So Kirby gets a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 1 on the 18. 2 good runs. They're going to run one more time. Wheatley for 3 plus 2 more is 5, so they get a 1st down. So 3 runs for 14 yards. 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 23. They're going to throw Gannon to Dudley. That's 12 minus 4 is an 8. Pass rush with the possible fumble. 21 to 33. Sacked for 6 yards. They're getting them every time. That is going to be Lewis with the sack. 5th sack by 5 different players. Possible fumble. So it is a 1 to 15, and he does not fumble. 2nd and 16, though, back on the 17-yard line. They're really putting the Raiders in tough spots here. They're going to run. Wheatley gets 3 minus 3 is 0 plus 4. It's a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 12 on the 21. 16 plays to go. So we're halfway through the quarter. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Gannon to Risen. That's a 12 minus 2 is 10. It's caught. 14 a breakaway chance. 1 to 42. Oh, just out of the breakaway range. 14 minus 3 is 11. So here we go. So Gannon to Risen for 11. That leaves them 1 yard short. So they get to measure. A 15 to 44 is the range. No, that's the wrong team. 13 to 42 is the range for a 1st down. So on a roll between 13 and 42, they get it. And they do get it. They get that extra yard, and that's a big play for them at that point. 1st and 10 on the 33. Raiders now on the move again. They're going to run. Kaufman for 3 minus 2 is 1 plus 6 is 7 yards. Kaufman for 7. 2nd and 3 on the 40. They're going to run again. Wheatley, 3 minus 2 is a 1, and that's a 1-yard gain. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 on their 41. They'll run again. Wheatley for 3, 2, 1, 2 yards and a first down. So they're running the ball well enough to keep it moving. On the 43-yard line, first down. They're going to throw Gannon to Ritchie. That's 10 plus 2 is a 12. Minus 1 is an 11. Incomplete. So Gannon, incomplete. They actually have 75 yards net passing. They've been sacked for, what, 45 yards? So Gannon's 8 of 20 for 120. 2nd and 10. He's going to go long. It's a 5 to Tim Brown, the right guy. That's a 9. That's a 7. Incomplete again. So they had the right setup there. They got everything they wanted. 3rd and 10, though, on the 43. They're going to throw Gannon to David Dunn. That's an 11. 11. It's caught for 5 yards. 4th and 5 on the 48. 9 plays to go. I'm going to punt. Try to pin them down there. See if the defense can stop them. Leckler. Oh, maybe not. It's a PX and it's defense 5 yards, automatic first down. That's a horrible penalty for the Chargers. First down, Oakland, the Chargers again. 9 penalties. That's a bad one. They're going to run. Wheatley, offense comes back out. 3 minus 2 is a 1 plus 3. That is 4-yard gain. So they're working their way down. That's a bad penalty. So they had them 3rd and long. They got a first down. They had them 4th and 5, and they were punting, and they give them a first down. 2nd and 6. They're going to run. Kaufman, 3, 4. That's a 2-yard gain. Kaufman for 2. 3rd and 4. Methodically matriculating the ball down the field. 3rd and 4. They're going to throw. Gannon to Brown. That's a 14 minus 4 is a 10. Pass rush, 21 to 33. He gets away. Gannon's going to, he's not going to scramble. He's going to throw. So 10, 14 minus 10. It's incomplete. Gannon, with his 5 average, would have been enough for the first down there, but he didn't run. They kind of did that pass rush, but held him in. 4th and 4 on the 41, and now, with time running out, I'm going to go for it. I don't know if they have enough time to be able to stop him, get the ball back, and drive, so they're going to go for it here. 4th and 4. Big play in the game. They're going to throw Gannon to Woodson, Charles Woodson. That's an 11 minus 1 to a 10. It's caught for 8, 7, 6, 5 yards, and another first down. First down. They are running out of time. But a 5-yard gain puts it to the 36th first down. They've converted on 4th down. They've got 2 first downs on that. Plus, they've had a measurement for a first down. 1st and 10 on the 36. They're going to throw Gannon to Brown. That's 14. That is a pass rush again. 21 to 33. He gets away. This time he is going to run, and it's a breakaway chance. Gannon's breakaway is a 1 to 21. He hits it. The long gain of 1 to 11? No, it's a short gain. 19 plus 5 is a 24-yard gain for Gannon. This time they do not contain. He breaks containment, and he gets it down to the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 12. Raiders still on the move. They're going to run. Kaufman for 3 minus 2 is a 1. Oh, they stuff him. -2. And Rooney's barking at that one. 2nd and 12 on the 14. 3 plays to go. Will they run out of time? They're going to throw. Gannon, so we're inside the 15. 10 to Brown, that's 15 minus 3 is 12. Pass rush again. 21 to 33. He gets away. He's going to run for 8. Gannon gets 8 of it. 3rd and 4 on the 6. 2 plays to go. They're going to run. Kaufman for 3, for 6 and a touchdown. Oh, I don't want to go to overtime. Six and a touchdown. That's quite the drive. It's a 20-play drive. 20 plays, 91 yards. Whew. Okay, they need the extra point. Jankowski is a 1 to 50. He makes it. And we are tied. So Chargers had a few chances to put that, had a lot of chances to put that away. They let them drive the length. It's tied now, 17 all. Kickoff. 1 play to go. 1 to 9 is a touchback. It won't be. Average plus 3. He kicks that 3 yards deep. They'll down it. So touchback for them. 1 play. The Chargers are going to throw. That's Leaf to Graham. It's an 11 minus 2. 10-9 is incomplete. And we got to go to overtime. Boo, overtime. Okay, 1 more quarter. So, that does it for regulation. The Raiders put a huge drive together. 91 yards, finished it with 1 play left on the clock. We will go to overtime. And Gannon ends up 10 for 24, but he ends up with 69 yards rushing. Opening kickoff. So I'm going to roll. If the roll is even, the Chargers will get it. Odd. The Raiders will get it. That is odd. So the Raiders are going to get that. And the kickoff. Carney, 1 to 2 is a touchback. It's minus 3, so he kicks it to the 6-yard line. The Raiders are going to return it, and that's going to be David Dunn for 21. Dunn for 21. First down. 27-yard line. 1st and 10 in overtime. They're going to run. Wheatley for 3, 0, 1 yard. Wheatley for 1. 2nd and 9 on the 28. They're going to run. Wheatley for 3 more. 3rd and 6 on the 31. 3rd and 6 here in overtime. They're going to pass. Gannon to Dudley. That's a 12. That's 9. Incomplete. Gannon goes incomplete. 4th and 6 on the 31, and they're going to punt. Leckler will get a 49-yard punt. That's a nice punt there. The return for the Chargers will be Nate Jaquette, who will return it for 1. 6 is his average, minus 5. So Nate Jaquette, a 1-yard return, 48-yard net. 48 yards. 31, 41 to the 21. Chargers ball, 1st and 10. They're going to run. Ryan Leaf's going to run for 1, minus 1 yards. So Leaf tries to do a keeper on that. Gets stopped. 2nd and 11 on the 20. I'd like the Chargers' chances before. Now, not so much. We'll see. They're going to go long. 2 to Vassan is 1. That's a 3 minus 0. 3 is incomplete. So Leaf goes incomplete. This game could actually end up in a tie. 3rd and 11 on the 20. They're going to pass. Leaf to Conway. That's an 11. Minus 1 is 10. Caught for 6 yards. So they don't get that break. They gain 6. They got a punt. 4th and 5 on the 26. And Bennett back out to punt. It's a 50-yard punt. So they're just banging each other back and forth here. Bennett for 50. That return will be David Dunn, who will get a return of 8 yards. Not Dumas, that's Dunn for 8. 42-yard net. 36, 46, to the 32-yard line. Raiders ball. Can they put a drive together? Gannon's going to pass to Risen. It's 12, that's an 8. Incomplete. 10 of 26. And he's not bad. He's got a 10 as his rating. He's just not hitting anything. 2nd and 10 on the 32-yard line. Going to throw again. Gannon to Kaufman. It's 11. That's 9. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Something's got to break here. Going to throw. Gannon to Brown. 14-13. Incomplete. 3 and out. 3 passes, all incomplete. Tell you, this could end up in a tie. 4th down. They're going to punt. Leckler again. 49 yards. It's a punter's contest. Can someone break a play here, though? Jaquette will fair catch, so it won't be him. 49 yards. And they move him back to the 19. So the Raiders are kind of slowly winning the battle of field position. They need a turnover to end this thing, though. Leafs, 8 plus 3 is 11. Incomplete. This has not been a display of good quarterbacking. Second and long. 2nd and 10. Gonna go deep. Misses Moreno. 2 plus 4 is 6. Minus 3 is 3. He goes incomplete. So Moreno had his 3 passes, but in overtime he gets 1 more. 3rd and 10. They're going to pass. Moreno again. 8 plus 3 to Graham is an 11. Minus 2 is 7. Maybe Leaf's arm hurts. I don't know. 8, 11 minus 2 is 9. That's going to be complete. 8, 9. It's caught to Graham for 15, 9, 8 yards. They have just not gotten those breaks to get them enough yards to get the first down or get a measurement. 4th and 2 on the 27. And Darren Bennett out to punt. This one is a little bit shorter, 42 yards. Is that his 10th punt? Man. The return is going to be Darian Gordon, who will get the return off of 6 yards. So Gordon for 6. It's a 36-yard net. To the 37-yard line. 37-yard line, first down. Just get a few first downs, give Janikowski a chance. They're going to run. Wheatley, 3-2, breakaway chance. He hits the breakaway. 1-2 for his longest. Oh, it's his longest. And that is going to do it. So Tyrone Wheatley rolls into the breakaway. 1-49, which he hits that. Gets his longest on a 1-2. He rolls a 2, and his longest is an 80. So Tyrone Wheatley, 63 yards for the touchdown. And that's going to end the game. So the Chargers so close to winning, literally one play away, end up losing. Tyrone Wheatley, player of the game, 143 yards rushing. The Raiders end up with 245 yards rushing, 85 passing. Gannon, 10 of 28 for 130. They lost 45 on sacks. Wow, Wheatley, that's big. Ryan Leaf, 16 of 34, 146. Moses Moreno is 2 of 5 for 14. Leading rusher for the Chargers was was Terrell Fletcher, and that's going to do it. Good finish, good surprising finish there. That was awesome. So, good finish to the game. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to wrap it up. So, that was week 1 of the 1-15 Chargers, who found a way to lose, which is what they did. They're good. They stay in games. They find a way to lose. The final here from the Oakland Alameda Coliseum is Oakland 23, San Diego 17. Everybody, you guys have a good night. I will see you on the next video. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Have a good night.